Hello, everybody. Welcome to the sixth Geoff Castellucci watch party of the Super Saiyan Performance Encore YouTube channel. I think sixth. I don't actually know. I'm still kind of setting up. I was in a rush to get up here and live, so I'm still setting up things. But yeah. So today is going to be a little bit different. Today we are going to be doing a interview that Geoff Castellucci did with someone named Elizabeth, I think. Hold on, let me pull it up here. Find it. Elizabeth Zharoff. Hope I'm pronouncing it right. Zharoff. No, not that. Hold on. Elizabeth Zharoff.
Low note guy from voice play who does a ton of his.
So now this interview is an hour and 23 minutes and 49 seconds long, so that means this will be two parts. So we're going to try our best to get halfway through this interview today. This will be part one. And then in a future Geoff Castellucci stream, probably the next one or so, in a future Geoff Castellucci stream, we will do the second half. And that'll be part two, also known as the final part. So, but yeah. So let me real quick let me real quick do this. Let me pull up my live stream so people so I can see the YouTube chat. View channel live here. Shout out to V Doing in the chat. We are just now getting going. Again, sorry I'm a little late. I was rushing actually to get up here to go live. Meantime, I saw I get dressed and all that stuff. So, gaming encore. Oh wait, no, shoot. No. Okay. So this, and then this. We are about to get started. Alright, so let me do this. Go to playlist. If we go all the way down, scroll all the way down, we will see that we have, hey, this is the sixth voice play. Oh no, sorry, sixth Geoff Castellucci watch party. This is. So yeah, I predicted it right. Awesome. But, alright, let me find Geoff Castellucci. There you are. Alright, my playlist is up and going. Well, actually, no, we don't need that because we're doing an interview, so never mind. Alright, we are ready to go. officially, we are ready to go. This is the 6th Geoff Castellucci watch party. We are getting underway. This is, of course, Geoff Castellucci Tea Time interview with Elizabeth Zharoff. Again, hope I'm pronouncing that right. Again, this will be 2 parts. This watch party will be part 1, and then we will do another Geoff Castellucci watch party in the near future, doing part 2 of this interview. Not to mention, after we're fully done with this interview, we still have 2 more Geoff Castellucci interviews to go. One with Peter Barber interviewing Geoff Castellucci, and one where Geoff Castellucci is being interviewed by Tara Simon Studios. So, yeah. Those ones are shorter, if I'm correct. So, but yeah, let's get straight into it.
Welcome back to The Charismatic Voice. I am here today with Geoff Castellucci, the amazing low-note guy from Voice Play who does a ton of his own stuff as well. Say hello, Geoff.
Hello, everybody. Super happy to be here.
Thank you.
Even his voice is low.
Thank you so much for joining and making time. I know you're super busy. So to get us started, we both obviously have our mugs. Geoff, tea or coffee?
Today it's tea. Usually coffee, but today delicious tea.
Ooh, what kind
I'm
of
a big
tea?
fan. This is actually it's a cherry blossom green tea.
Ooh,
Yeah, it comes in a pink tin. It's amazing. I feel very fancy when I drink it, and it tastes awesome. Highly recommend it.
amazing. Yeah,
I should also warn you that I'm a notorious slurper, so
Ooh.
I'm warning you in advance.
Perfect. Let's keep it human, right?
Mhm.
I love Earl Grey. That's like one of my go-to morning teas. It's
Heard.
morning time.
Yes, that's right, because you're a couple hours behind me.
3 hours right now. Arizona is one of those weird places that doesn't shift times.
Oh, you're so lucky. That's
nice.
Awesome.
It's nice,
Yeah.
except for when you teach a lot of people online and you have to juggle everyone's schedule at different times.
Yes, that's a drawback for sure.
But personally, I really like it. So, well, okay.
Geoff is a foodie and a gourmet chef at home. He does the cooking at home, so talking about beverages is up his alley. I can tell, honestly.
Hey, you are from Florida originally, and you are still there, right?
I'm actually from Virginia originally.
Virginia originally?
Virginia.
Oh,
Yep.
but okay, this is what I have. You grew up with some of the other members in Voice Play.
Yes.
And did you meet Lane in middle school? Is that right?
So the story is like this. So there were 4 founding members, right? This is years and years ago. And it was myself, Lane, and Earl were all in middle school chorus together. And we had a higher tenor than Earl at the time. His name was Michael Kilgore. He was in school with us as well, and he went on to do
Hey, Michael Kilgore. Awesome.
Broadway like almost immediately post graduating high school.
Wow.
So the 3 of us just kind of stuck with it. So yeah, so the original guys were myself, Earl, Lane, Michael, and Scott. And you might also know Scott Porter from TV. He's on a Netflix show right now called Ginny in Georgia, I think.
Oh, I haven't
is what it's
seen
called.
that.
Apparently it's very popular. I've caught a couple episodes. He's great in it. My wife loves it. So.
Oh, yay. Wife Kathy, right?
Kathy, that's right. You've done your research.
Done some. Okay, but what happened? Virginia, you moved to Florida then in middle school?
My
When
dad.
did you...
My dad was a civil engineer for the Navy, so he was based in D.C. at the time.
I saw him in Stand By Me. I saw him in Just Saying. However, no. Yeah, I was in Be Prepared, yeah.
And then we got transferred down here. So I moved here when I was like 6.
Got it.
Yeah, I've been in Orlando ever since.
What made you stay?
It's a good question. I just have a lot of family here.
Mm.
Kathy has a lot of family here, and obviously the guys are here, so it makes it really easy to work when you're all in the same city.
Mm-hmm. And I read somewhere that you don't like snow, right?
Do not. I do not like the snow. That is
what
correct.
What is awful about snow?
Just, it's cold. It's awful. To go outside, you've got to wear 30 layers. And then, you got the gloves or the mittens and the hat and that thing. And then you got to go outside just to get to your car. And then you freeze in your car. And then you get out of your car and you go wherever you're going. And you got to take all that stuff off. And then, it's just, what a hassle. You don't have to live in the snow. You can move somewhere warmer.
Have you seen that? There's an opera singer spoof video at one point about how many scarves we put on. It was there's this person that eventually has 20 scarves around because they're so scared of the cold and the voice. Does that affect you at all?
It does not. No. I think basses are uniquely positioned to take fewer precautions with their voices.
It's a good point.
I can't speak for everybody, but that's kind of for me.
Mm-hmm. So I specifically want to know if you have any fun stories from growing up.
She is. Huh. Well, I was about to say she looks familiar because I think I've seen her, she does reactions too, right? She does reactions too. Because I think she's a voice teacher or vocal coach as well. Just like Tara Simon Studios and stuff like that.
Together with some of those founding members of Voice Play.
Oh, man. I don't know how many stories I have that are appropriate. Let me see here. There were so many. We used to play... so we used to play basketball in Lane's driveway as kids. Mm-hmm. And his dad, Steve, is a fierce competitor. Ooh. So Lane comes by this competitive nature very naturally. And so I think, were we playing basketball? It could have been football. But Lane's dad throws elbows like crazy when he's playing basketball. And so we've taken some elbows over the course of the years. And Lane, actually, I mentioned Scott Porter earlier. We were playing tag football in his yard one day, in Lane's yard one day. And Lane tackled him. Lane is not a small dude. Lane's, he's a big fella. And he tackled Scott and broke Scott's leg. But we didn't know it was broken. He kept playing on it little by little. And then the next day we had a rehearsal and we were just sitting there singing. And all of a sudden we hear a pop and Scott's leg finally broke. That was when it broke. So it's a delayed reaction. Yeah. So Lane and Scott will always have that connection.
That's something.
Scott's leg finally broke. That was when it broke. So it's a delayed reaction. Yeah.
To me, when people break bones, usually it happens instantly. You know it instantly because it hurts really badly. Sometimes you will have stories like that where it doesn't happen until the next day or something, and then it finally that's very interesting how he got tackled, but he was fine afterwards, and then by the next day it finally popped, and rest is history from there. Not really, but they released Until I Found You with Scott as the featured guest in June. Yes, they did. Scott was also in Voice Plays just singing Halo theme cover. I still need to react to their Halo theme cover. I still need to react to their Halo theme cover, for sure. For sure. Which, by the way, update guys, before we continue with this interview, I mentioned how I would be excuse me, I would be open to listening to more new songs on watch parties now than what I used to, which was only one. But I'm now open to doing that. I'm not going to be in this watch party just because it's an interview, and chances are it's a long one.
So Lane and Scott will always have that connection.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That was a good story. Yeah. That was good.
I have more.
Oh, is there another one that you want to share? I'm down for another story.
So voice play as a group always enjoys food. Always. We've always bonded over food. We used to do these parties, and this might be a little insensitive to the vegetarians out there, but we used to do these parties. We'd call them Meat Fest. Wrap your head around that. And we would all just bring various varieties of proteins, burgers, chicken, and we would just eat for hours. And it was disgusting. We don't do that anymore. None of us can handle it. We're all too old. But yeah,
Yeah, when you're younger, you can probably take in more. But as you get older and your body gets older as well, it just gets to that point where your body just can't handle it anymore, honestly. And I'm talking about what he was talking about the food.
was like one of the other things we used to do as kids. I say kids.
As kids.
Much younger
His body can still handle the B0 notes.
than we were now.
Oh man, it's like when people carb load before the big marathon. You guys would meat load, you'd protein load.
That's right. Yeah, I don't know that it helped our voices at all, but it was fun.
Sometimes I refer to if I like gain a little bit of weight, I'll be like, I'm working on my vocal support because like my diaphragm doesn't have to work as hard now. Like it's just, like my ribs naturally stay a little bit more expanded.
There you go.
I was actually told once upon a time that if I gained like another 10 or 20 pounds, that I would be more suited for certain operatic roles. I was like, nah, that doesn't sound like something I really want to go for.
That's interesting. Was that based on somebody's understanding of how the voice changes if you gain weight, like the way things resonate? Or was that just like, we want to put you on stage and you would look better if you were like being typecast?
Yeah, so it was not a stage thing as much, honestly, with how big some of those costumes are and how far away people are. I think that a really thin person on stage might be a little more difficult to costume, but I don't think it really...
Yeah, I'm going to try that. I'm going to try that V-join. Play at 125 speed. Maybe it'll go a little bit faster. I doubt it, but... so what? 125? Shout out to Geoff Koistra in the chat. I would. Okay. Yeah, I just said it to 125, so... in the YT premiere for Until I Found You in June, Scott was excited and was in the live chat box for about an hour before it began chatting with us. The voice play guys joined the chat after 15 minutes before it. Scott was telling us some of their stories. Of these stories. Oh, yeah.
really matters that much. In the end, the reason for that was more of the support idea, saying essentially, like, if you're singing something that's really loud and sustained, like I was looking at much more dramatic repertoire at that point and saying, well, if you sing Tosca, like, how can we help you have an even sort of more grounded sense of support? And having a little more weight can be helpful, but you don't have to have it. You can learn to sing without that just as well. It just can take a little more work sometimes.
That's interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's kind of fun. Let's see. Oh, I wanted to know, I don't know how I don't know this actually, but when was the moment that voice play decided, like, let's go for it. Let's really become, I guess you don't say I'm going to become a big thing, but when did you guys start taking it seriously and say, like, we're going to release movies with high production quality and do this regularly?
Right. That's, I don't really know that there was ever a moment where we sat down and said that. I think what happened is we were always singing together just whether we were getting paid or not. We were always together, always singing. And one of our first few shows, we would get like paid in pizza or play at the bagel shop, and they'd give us lunch or whatever it was. And so we just kept working at it. And then I want to say Lane was the first guy who was like, hey, we should put some videos on YouTube. And to his credit, he kept pushing with that. And I think I was very much more along the lines of, hey, let's focus on the live show. Let's work on it. And our live show was a whole lot of fun. Obviously, we haven't done that in quite some time. But so there was never really a moment. I think the thing that really turned the corner for us as far as YouTube videos are concerned was being on the Sing-Off and then having that built-in audience. So we had planned all these collaborations with the quote-unquote stars of the Sing-Off season 4.
Mm-hmm. I don't want to be a fool for you, just another player in this game for two.
You may hate me, but it ain't no lie.
And so as the show was airing, we were releasing these videos every
I doubt I will, but hope I don't get blocked for that one clip.
week or so. Yeah, that was that was Lane's brainchild. Super smart dude. And from there, it just kind of took off. But I remember when we were on the tour with the Sing-Off, I was looking at our Facebook page, and I was like 4,000 likes, and I was like, man, we can't buy a like. Meanwhile, like we're on the road with Home Free, and they're just like all the love, all the people, all the fans, and they're phenomenal. All their to all of their credits. But yeah, it took a long time. It took a lot of work to get to where we are now.
Mm-hmm. Who are some of the other a cappella groups out there that you really admire? And I mean, that would include people that are not necessarily groups, but one person that's also doing a bunch of layers like what you do.
Sure. Peter Hollins, it would be the first guy that comes to mind. Not only because he's got, first of all, he's got an incredible voice. The guy he can sing anything, and he just sounds amazing. Peter's great. I really enjoy Home Free stuff. They're phenomenal. There's a group out of LA called Impact. That's
Impact. I need to react to them. In fact, who is it? Robert Palmer, who is actually one of the Angels, Angelina Jordan's fan base, the Angels. One of his favorite voice play group, sorry, not voice play groups, but a cappella groups is actually Impact. And he requested two songs, actually. No, sorry, 3 songs. He requested Boys to Men, End of the Road. He requested Boys to Men medley by the a cappella group King's Return. And then he requested the song Impact. He requested the song We Can Work It Out, official video by the a cappella group Impact. So, I still need to react to that. But Geoff guessed it with Peter on a Christmas video years ago. He did. Awesome. Peter Hollins, yeah.
Impact, Impact.
Okay.
And they're just incredible vocal jazz group. They're really great. They kind of have a smaller following, but it doesn't diminish their quality. They're just incredible.
Are they a mixed group? So
they are not a mixed group. They are 6 guys, vocal jazz, but they kind of sound like a mixed group. Their high tenors are just insane.
Yes.
Who else? That's 3. All right, rockapella, classic.
Okay.
Gotta love rockapella.
Yeah.
Take 6. How can I forget Take 6? My God.
All right, I'm excited to check out Impact. Haven't
they're super good.
Before. Yeah, I'll end up doing that for sure. Okay, I'm gonna do. So I recently got to see My Mother Told Me, and that video actually is going to premiere right before this interview. And,
Oh, good.
Right. So I was kind of curious about the process of voice play, and I've heard a little bit about this from Lane, but I'm kind of curious, when you were concepting that idea, were you just what's your best low note, and how many times can you sing it? Was that part of the conversation?
No, and it never is. I think because we'll sit down at the top of the month and we'll say, okay, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do this month? And that was a song that I had seen come across our comments several times. Like, you guys should do My Mother Told Me. I was like, what on earth is this song? And the first time I heard it, I was like, oh, that's really it's really interesting because the harmonies are so, there's like a lot of open fifths, and it's not our typical thing. And so I figured to Lane, I said, hey, do you want to take a crack at this? And he was like, yeah, I like this song. Let me see. So he comes back with this chart, and right away it's like, oh, this sounds okay. But then about 15 seconds in, you get that low, I think it's like an F or an F sharp or something.
Yeah.
Like, buddy, come on. You know. So I just get in the studio and I just like lay out as many as I can, and I send everything back to him, and he does whatever he does. And then it comes back, it's like, oh, that sounds pretty good. Good work.
Yeah. I mean, for my brain, I think about people who are doing reaction or analysis on YouTube, and the low notes are something that really does well, that can trend in that atmosphere more. And so I was thinking, wow, this song I think might actually have a nice trend on YouTube, and that it's weird. It's not necessarily the best things that always trend, like, but when you have something that's impressive, like a bunch of low notes in a row, I thought, wow, that was kind of a smart marketing move. It was a fun idea.
Yeah, I don't know where Lane goes to get the ideas that he gets.
Elizabeth and her husband and their children live in Arizona. She is a fairly new baby. I think their third child, or maybe. How long ago was this interview? This was 4 years ago. Back in June, the beginning of June in 2021. June 4th, to be exact.
He goes into some weird space, and he comes back, and it's just like this whole thing. Yeah, he's got a twisted mind. For sure.
That's cool. I think that is a really, really cool video. So many kudos to you there.
Thank you.
Let's see. Do you have any particular favorite performances or songs with voice play? And then we're going to kind of follow this up with some of your own stuff.
Yeah, I recently got asked this question. We do VoicePlay does a podcast on our Patreon.
You're correct.
Kind of like
I know because I'm
this
part
secret
of it.
podcast. Oh, are you? You are. Yes.
Yes.
We have like a not so secret podcast, but so every month we get asked these questions, and that was one that came across. And I think I had mentioned something about one of my very early arrangements from our Disney album, Once Upon a Never After. But then I was on YouTube the other day, and I got served "Can't Help Falling in Love," and I was like, oh. I always forget about this song. So that one, I think, would be a favorite performance. And just the sound. Like, I just really like the way that one ended up. They don't always turn out the way they sound in your head.
Yeah.
By the time everyone gets their voices on them and it gets mixed and engineered and the whole thing, you're like, well, that was close. But that one turned out great.
Which that song, I'm actually excited for when I react to that one, because I've heard Can't Help Falling in Love a million times. Obviously, the Elvis Presley classic. Pentatonics covered it. They crushed it. They did it awesome. I reacted to Lucy Thomas doing it. She did awesome. I believe Angelina Jordan did it at some point as well, like in one of her shows or something. And she did awesome. I don't know if I've exactly reacted to that one yet, but I know she did amazing. Yeah, so I'm really excited for when I react to VoicePlay, because that will be something. I'm excited to listen to Geoff in that one for sure.
I think so. Can't Help Falling in Love for sure, and it's just a great song.
Yeah, that's awesome. I know. I've done some all vocal arrangements too, and like, it's so amazing when you have MIDI that you're singing along with, and.
Appreciate the link, Vitoin, if you want to add it to your voice playlist. Yeah, sure. We can do it. We can do it. We can do it. Alright, me. Can't help falling in love. Ha! Speaking of, I just got a notification saying King's family reacts to VoicePlay. Be prepared. Shout out to him. Alright, so V doing not voice, voice play. And this is a can't help falling in love. Got it. It's in there. It is in there. Anything you want to hear should definitely on the list. Appreciate that. Alright. Let's continue on with the interview. She was either the first or second reactor I listened to when I first heard at Lucy Thomas. Only did Lucy once, but she has a large load of great groups that she's reacted to. I believe that.
Then it gets a voice on it. Like, well, that's
Something
different.
about something about like vocal coaches that does reaction videos to other like groups and stuff. Something about them, they just always react to just amazing people. I don't know why.
Yes.
And the moment it gets a beat in there, then it just shifts completely again.
Yeah. It really is. That's what I think. I don't know if Lane worked.
One guess is it could be because her fans see that she's a vocal coach, or at least like does analysis and stuff like that, and is an opera singer. So people see that, so they go over to the good groups like Voice Play, Pentatonics, Home Free, and they say, "Hey, check this group out. We want you to do analysis on them. See what you think, because they're amazing." It's my guess. Elizabeth's reactions / analysis are long and in-depth, like Peter Barber's too. I know Peter Barber's is long. He's always giving like analysis as far as like the bass and like, but not just the bass, but like everything, like the tones, the notes on everything, yeah. Working with universities, etc., etc. Elizabeth has gotten heavily involved in research. Oh, cool.
Works like this, but when I'm arranging, I almost always start with where's the rhythm. Almost always.
Really?
Oh yeah. So it's like, so I'll listen to the original song a bunch of times and then kind of go, okay, so where is it? You know, and that'll take some time because you start.
I'm gonna be honest. I feel like it's really cool, but I feel like it's funny but cool at the same time. Where, like for example, her vocal coaches like her and stuff, Taylor Simon Studios, people, Barber, all this stuff, all of these people, they do reactions and analysis on these people like Geoff Castellucci, Voice Play, and stuff like that, and they try and guess what Geoff is probably doing. I'm just taking Geoff, or in this case the bass, as for example. They try and guess what Geoff is doing with his mouth and his voice and stuff to make certain sounds. But I find it funny how Geoff, when they finally interview that person, they completely say the like very complete opposite thing of what they were thinking. So like for example, he said he focuses on like the rhythm and stuff. She was kind of almost in shock. So that made me in a way kind of think, what was she thinking, honestly?
If you start in the
what he was focusing on.
wrong place, rhythmically, tempo, then if it changes 2, 3, 4 hours into the arrangement, then you've got to undo all your work, and it's really frustrating. It's happened a handful of times.
That's really interesting. I think you have just convinced me that I should change.
I don't actually know if she's a vocal coach or not. I just say she is just because. Taylor Simon Studios is also a vocal coach, and she sings here and there, so I just assume if you're a singer that reacts technically, or no, that's not true. Hold on, back it up. If you're someone, in my opinion, if you're someone that teaches like vocal lessons, and then you're a vocal coach. I don't actually know if she is. Hold on, let me see. So what is this? This is the charismatic voice. The charismatic voice. Whoops, voice. Alright, let me see. She is... Okay, so I don't think it does, no. So I don't think she is a vocal coach. You're right. She's not. At least I don't think. Nope, doesn't look like it. It just says... Yeah, it did. Yeah, so I don't think she's technically a vocal coach. But she's, again, like you mentioned, an opera singer and stuff like that. She has taken some beatboxing lessons from Lane. That's cool. Tara definitely is. J9 used to work for Tara Simon Studios as a teacher. Really? That's pretty cool. I'm going to assume before he joined the Navy, I'm going to assume.
My approach to that, so thank you.
You're welcome.
That's pretty awesome.
Because I would imagine nowadays he probably doesn't really have much time anymore to do that stuff. Or does he still do it?
So when let's go into that when you're arranging for just you, because you have your own channel and somehow you manage to balance doing voice play and these just tons of layers of your voice. I know you have sometimes other instruments in there with the arrangements that you're making for yourself. Are you the one that's doing all of the arranging for your own voice as well?
Yes. Yeah, I do. I do all of that arranging. I do all the instrumentation. I don't play everything, but samples or whatever. I guess it kind of, you are kind of playing it because it's just like I'm playing the chords and then the computer will do whatever the computer does.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's all me. And then the final mix goes to a mix engineer. I am not an audio engineer by any stretch.
Who is it? Ed Boyer?
Ed Boyer. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's just the best. He's just the sweetest
awesome.
guy. Yeah.
Aw. Yeah, that's cool. And then, let's talk a little bit more about 16 tons. I loved in that video the way that whenever you have the percussion of, it sounds like a hammer maybe hitting a nail or something, it really goes back to like the coal mine idea. I love the way it had that distortion on the screen. And
oh yeah, the camera shake when it hits.
Was that your doing? Was that I think you filmed with Patty Cake.
I did. I actually just filmed at their studio. So Lane helped me set everything up. And then he was like, I gotta go. And I was like, that's great. I'll see you in 4 hours. So yeah. So actually the person behind the camera was Kathy. We just had it on a tripod and she would just hit record and I'd smash things with hammers. That was it.
Yeah. That was, it was such a simple, but the perfect, cool effect on top. I loved that so much.
Thank you. Yeah. We had actually had a much more ambitious plan for the video. And then I was just like, you know what, I don't think no one's going to really care about this song. So let's just keep it real simple. We'll shoot it very simply and then we'll put it up. And then, I like the song, but I didn't know that people were really hungry for 16 tons.
Right. And people are very hungry for 16 tons. That's blown up.
Yes, it's done very well, surprisingly. I mean, it's not like hundreds of millions of views, but for my channel, like a couple million views that's huge.
That's great.
Why? I don't know. I don't know why. It's just like you were saying earlier, sometimes the things that you least expected are the ones that do the best.
Yeah.
Internet is a crazy place.
Yep. Yes.
Is,
very hard
honestly,
to predict.
And I'll back this up. It really is, honestly, because sometimes in the video descriptions where they film it that way, the cameraman is listed as tripod. Yeah. G likes to be funny. He really does, yeah. But I can indeed agree with that, to what Geoff's saying. The internet's a crazy place. I can't agree with that because, let's be honest, some of my reactions that I've done, there are some reactions that I've done to, some artists that I didn't think anyone would care honestly. There was some times I did reactions to some artists that where I'm like, okay, is this artist even like worth it? Is this people even gonna? Is this reaction gonna really get any like feedback? And if so, any like good feedback off of this reaction to this artist? And what's funny, so I did a reaction to, who was it? This girl named Charlotte Summers. I don't know if any of y'all know her, but Charlotte Summers is a singer, beautiful voice, amazing person. But I did a reaction to her, and I didn't think the video, I'm going to be honest, I didn't actually really expect the reaction to get anywhere probably above, like, maybe a couple views or something. Like, above maybe 5-6 views or something, because I just thought I didn't really know Charlotte Summers was as popular as it turned out to be. So, by the next day, or no, actually, no, not really by the next day. Well, kind of. At some point, whether it was later that day or it was the next day, I looked to see how that reaction did. It was already by only like 14 hours or something. It was already up at like 25, close to 30 views, something like that. I was like, wow, okay. Sweet, I'll take it. 3 to 4 camera controls that will all be in one screen. Awesome. He uses multiple cameras on tripods and Kathy controls the record buttons, etc. from their iPad. True. That's cool, Sam. Alright.
Like sometimes the things that you least expect it are the ones that do the best.
Yeah.
Internet is a crazy place.
Yep. Yes. Very hard to predict.
Mm-hmm.
And when we'd exchanged a message at one point, I had mistakenly referred to something in 16 tons as a subharmonic, and then you said, actually, no, that wasn't a subharmonic. So can you tell me a little bit about like what parts of your voice you used to record that?
Sure. Well, that one is, I think that one's all full voice. I think so. Full voice or chest voice. Mm-hmm. I'm not the most technically minded singer, so School of Hard Knocks all the way. So that one, there's no trickery in there. There's no like fry or growls or subharmonics. That's just all me. And
awesome.
Thank you. Yeah. There's kind of like it's a thing I put on myself. Like I don't want to always do all the tricks all the time. So there are moments in that song where I could have taken it lower or higher, and I was like, let's just keep it kind of true to the original, because the original is wonderful too.
Right. Oh, and that actually brings me to a question about role models. Are there any particular role models vocally that you like to listen to or are inspired by? I don't actually listen to a ton of bass singers. But if you're talking about bass singers specifically, I would say the guys that are like my heroes would be Barry Carl from Rockapella, Thurl Ravenscroft, who was like the Disney bass guy for years and years and years. Who else would be somebody else? Like the bass singer from Manhattan Transfer, Trist Phillis. He's a newer addition, but he does bass scatting, which is like it's incredible. It's just he's got an amazing mind for music, and he just knows exactly where he's going, and it sounds like it's awesome. So if you ever get to see Manhattan Transfer live, go see him. And then, but as far as like music in general, like I don't really listen to a ton of acapella. I listen to a lot of John Mayer, because who doesn't listen to John Mayer? And I just let Spotify just choose stuff.
I don't know who that is.
So that's kind of where I am in the world.
Yeah, that's fair, and that makes a lot of sense. How do you balance your time? And this is kind of like a threefold question, because I know of 3 main things that would keep you busy, but there might be more, which I'd love to hear about. Voice play, your own arrangements, and then also your wonderful family, right? You have Kathy and son William. So how do you find that life balance, and how do you maintain it? Especially, thinking back to times when you toured as well. Like, how do you keep that balance going then as well?
Yeah, that is a challenge for sure. with voice play, it ends up being like the way that we do video rotations. It's like Lane and I are kind of on opposite. So like he's working on one, I'm working on one, and he's working on one. And currently we've upped that production schedule. So we're doing 2 a month. So he and I are both working on the same projects at the same time. So if you're a voice play patron, then you just got hit with 2 videos simultaneously, because that's just the way that everything worked out this month. And now, like this morning, we were on our Monday phone call this morning going like, hey, what are we doing this month? So in between those videos, then I am.
I think that's really funny, honestly. How they basically like just have like a little like virtual meeting, honestly, or in person, but where they basically just talk about like, okay, we did this that month, we did this that month, we did this last month. What are we doing this month? And possibly how can we make it better than what we did last month?
Working on my stuff like either at night or on the days when like I have the arrangement is finished and I'm waiting on the guys to send me back their vocals. So I have a couple days in between where it's like, well, I'm not really great today, so let me take a couple more days with this and I'll get it back to you. So there is time. My son is only in school for a handful of hours a day, so it's like that's my work time. And when he gets home, it's just like go. Very active. But I wouldn't change that. Like he's awesome. We were at a pool party this weekend, and socially distanced. I should mention we're all vaccinated over here. And he was in the pool like for probably 4 hours, and there was a moment towards the end where he's like, "Daddy, go over there, and I'm gonna swim to you." And I didn't realize how shallow the pool was, so I jumped in and started kicking my legs to tread water, and I smashed my both feet on the bottom of this pool, and I think I broke my big toe.
No.
So he keeps me literally and figuratively on my toes, even when they're broken. Yeah.
Aw.
So
I love the joy that you have when you're talking about your son. It's so cute.
oh yeah, he's a handful. That one, he's great. I wouldn't change him, but he's a challenge and a half.
Let's see. I have a lot more questions. I'm gonna go down. Oh yeah, we've gotten through it. Okay. Oh, we're gonna go into voice technique like crazy in a little bit. Before we do that, I wanted to ask you about collaborators, and just this one question in particular, because I feel like everybody needs to hear this from all kinds of different artists.
They still have it every Monday online meeting. I guess that means they had another one today, because today is Monday.
What makes a good collaborator?
Kathy posts a lot of their family activities on her Instagram.
Sure.
Awesome.
Man. Okay, so for us, for voice play, somebody who knows their lane, like who knows their space, right? Who's not trying to be something that they aren't, and somebody who's extremely comfortable on camera. I think that is one of the harder things to find. When we started collaborating a couple of years ago, one of the things when we were auditioning for a new baritone, one of the things that drew us to Jay like right away was he was just instantly comfortable, instantly likable on camera. Because sometimes somebody's really likable in person, and then you get them on camera and you film them and you're doing the edit and you're like, oh, they have this like face that is like off-putting, or it's just the camera does that sometimes. It's like camera adds 5 to 10 pounds, however you say.
Right.
So yeah, so sometimes it's just like there's an intangible, but yeah, like know your stuff, be great, be comfortable, have fun. Those 3 things.
Oh, that was good. That was a really awesome breakdown and explanation. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. That surprised myself. I didn't think it was going to be good, so that's good.
It's very organized. We had like bullet points with it. Great. Okay. Let's talk about voice, and let's go into voice technique and how it's just super awesome and you're really good at it. I love the videos that you have on your channel that are talking about how to sing low notes, and you're describing different things. You have additional videos like that as well. I was introduced to your voice in Oogie Boogie, and
yes,
of course I was shocked by how low you could go. But at the same time, it wasn't just that. The thing that was even more impressive was how you could negotiate a really wide range and still have low notes to spare. I thought that was just crazy impressive to me. So rather than starting at the low notes, I want to talk about the high notes first, because I feel like they don't get enough love. Can you tell me, at the very top, do you work very much in your falsetto? Do you ever have any particular exercises for the top of your voice just to keep it in shape that you do?
You're right. No.
He's like, nah, it's just there. It's easy.
Here's the thing, right? So I spent a lot of time working in theme parks when I was younger. And the majority of that was not in a cappella groups. So I wasn't singing bass. And so I had to learn, like if you wanted to audition for something and get cast, I had to learn where that was, like where that sound was in my own voice, and placing it so that it would sound right, and just recording myself over and over and over again. And I'm like, well, that doesn't sound very good. Let me try something else. So, and then like once I started working full time, I was just using that same placement again and again and again and again and again. And over the years, just ended up having, just having those notes.
So it's an anchor for you. Essentially, like you have an anchor placement that has been set for years and years and years. It's not something that you really need to practice or keep in shape anymore.
Yes, let's go with that one. Yeah, sounds like a great explanation.
Actually, out of curiosity, what was your favorite role that you played in the parks?
Oh, my favorite role. Okay, so my favorite role wasn't actually a singing role. It was an acting dancing role. I know. And if you dig around on YouTube, you might find something. It was called the Ghostbusters. It was the Ghostbusters like review, or I forget what it was called, but it was like there would be like, there's a section of Universal Studios where it looks like the facade of the New York Public Library, and they would gather a crowd, like you'd see it in your map, like, oh, there's a show, let's go stand there. And then Beetlejuice would pop out and he would do his thing and cause havoc, and then the Ghostbusters would show up, and I was one of the 4 Ghostbusters, and then he would possess us just like he would in the movie, and we would lip sync to pop songs, and it was like a boy band basically is what it was. But it was so fun, and I got to like drive the Ecto 1, and it was awesome. Being a Ghostbuster, that's like a lifelong dream. I totally can't believe it. It's very exciting.
Like lifelong completed.
That's right. High five.
That's amazing. We're gonna check out Disney World for the first time soon. Yeah. This isn't on my script, but since you mentioned it, a lot of the shows might not be up and running, but if they were running, which one's your favorite?
Okay, so I would always recommend, especially for you, if you haven't seen the Voices of Liberty live, go check them out. And I don't know that they're playing in the Rotunda where they normally sing off mic. They sing acoustic in this space, and it's just like the best thing ever.
That's awesome.
Oh yeah. But I think they might be singing in the American Gardens Theater right now, it's a big open space, probably safer with socially distancing. And they're singing on mic, and they still sound great on mic, but off mic, it's like, whoa, I didn't know this was possible. A lot of the singers from Voctive are in the Voices of Liberty. So that's kind of like it's the same kind of vibe.
Oh my goodness, I didn't know that. That's so cool.
So if you can check out one thing, that's at Epcot, go look at that. And then the second thing would be right in front of that. There is a Sam Adams beer tent, and you should check that out too.
The beer tent?
I just now realized I actually kept the video going without pausing for a good while. I'm going to give myself a pat on the back for that. EJ Cardona is the Voctive in Voctive. Nice. And he is guested with the voice. Awesome. But no. I feel like everything that Geoff is saying about whether it's something he's talking about with voice play or his solo music career, or Flo just talking about his daily life and stuff, it's really cool.
Is the beer really good, or is there
it's
a good?
Delicious.
Got it. Noted. Amazing. Perfect. Okay, I feel like we have a dream vacation already scheduled.
Yeah, totally. Absolutely. That's it. That's all you need. Voice of Liberty, beer. Happy days.
Boom. That's awesome. Okay, let's a little more about the techniques here. Okay, so you mentioned essentially that you figured out when you were younger some of that higher placement. When you're going from low to high, my ears pick up that one of the things that I love that you do is that you don't take up the meatiness of the voice, because a lot of times if you take up too much meat when you go higher, it gets out of that placement. Do you consciously think about any sort of vocal transition as you're going higher, or is it something that just happens now?
Oh, I'm not 100% sure. Once again, I'm not 100% sure that I understand what you're asking, but I am definitely conscious of, I think mostly what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to stay relaxed. So if that answers your question. And I think the other thing that I do is I don't sing very loud. Some of the things that maybe are coming across on studio recordings don't convey that all that well, but I'm not the loudest singer. And trying to be would probably do some damage that I don't want to do. So maybe I have like a little bit of natural compression heading from the low notes all the way up to high notes.
Exactly.
Just trying to keep everything in the same house, so to speak, where it's not like so loud at the top and so quiet at the bottom, because it can just get like ridiculous, you know. Obviously lower notes are just going to be quieter, and then the higher notes are going to be louder. So I try to do a little volume management on my own there.
Perfect.
And then I think the other thing is like, do I have enough air? Because those high notes tend to wind me pretty quickly. So I'm trying to like push a lot of air through it so that I'm not choking and cracking.
Got it. Yeah. I definitely think like staying relaxed usually means that you're not going to get the buildup of breath pressure underneath. That might essentially add more of that weightiness to the voice. So if you're thinking about staying relaxed, I think that's probably the main thing that you might be actively thinking about that would be really cool in that transitioning up. But man, it sounds like honestly, it's just something you've worked on for years and years and don't have to think too much about anymore.
Well, I'm glad it sounds that way. The other thing that we should probably touch on is like the studio recording. I mean, obviously, like I can do as many takes as I need, right?
Yeah.
So not every take is going to be the take, and it's not uncommon for me to have like 70, 80 shots at one vocal line. If it's like one of those big money, and I'll just sit here and I'll just like, this is the studio, right? So I'm just like, I'm in here and it's hot and I'm singing and I'm angry and I'm just like, sweat. It's the worst because I'm in here just doing it on my own. And I'm like, that one's not good. That one's not good. That one's not good. Throw it all out. Start over again. So yeah, that definitely happens. There's a great video on YouTube. There's this like 9 or 10-year-old girl. She's trying to sing some Whitney Houston song. And she's going for the so it's I Will Always Love You. It's like, and I will, and she just keeps cracking and cracking and cracking, and then she screams, and then she cracks again, and then she screams some more. That's exactly how I feel all the time.
Are you recording in Logic or Pro Tools or?
I do. I work in Logic. I used to use Pro Tools, but it was like the buggiest program, and I would have to argue with it just to get anything recorded. It'd be like a half an hour of troubleshooting, and then it would work. But Logic is like instantly I'm in, I'm working. It's not my favorite program. There are some quirks about it that I don't like, but for the most part, it's like the one that gets the job done the fastest.
I was thinking about those 70 takes, and I was thinking about the comping facility of Logic, and I was like, I bet she loves comping.
Yes, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Logic nerds know what we're talking about. That's fun. What about, those super low notes now, right? Those are the ones that make faces that happen to me that I don't know where they came from, right? And I think that our fans kind of specifically look for like bass low note faces now. So that being said, how often do you use subharmonics? And is this something that you're actively working on every day? When did you first start using them? I'm really curious kind of what your journey with subharmonics has been and how you've expanded it. It seems like people track your range in videos. And it seems like overall it's been expanding and going lower as well. So yeah, I'd love it if you just talk for a little bit about that and maybe Fry as well.
Well, I should give credit where credit is due here because this was a couple of years ago, and I'm a fan of, like, I've just always been interested in bass singing, and I guess YouTube knows that. So it served just one day, like we were on tour, and it served me this video of this guy, and he was like, "Here's how you hit these really low notes," and he starts singing this thing, and he did not have like extremely low voice, right? Just like a very average sounding fella. And he's just committing to the camera, and he's like, "This is how you do it." And he goes, "Ba, ba, 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 ba." I was like, "Holy cow! How did you do that?" And I was like, "I got to figure this out." So, doing some more digging, going down the rabbit hole. This guy's named David Larson. David with the long hair. If you're looking on YouTube, he has really long hair, And yeah, so just I was like, I got to figure this out. So it took me probably 3 or 4 months of consistently thinking about it and working on it. And like all the other guys in the group are doing it too. So like we're all just a bunch of a-holes in the street, like doing subharmonics. So yeah, so that was a couple of years ago. And I probably get more credit than I deserve for my level of expertise when it comes to subharmonics, because I believe in my heart it is a lifelong pursuit that nobody ever perfects. It's just one of those things where it's like you're constantly chasing it, and it's sometimes it's there and sometimes it's not. So yeah, so there are live situations where I don't typically, I didn't used to typically put anything that involved a really important subharmonic early in the set. It would always be at the end, because I need to be like super warmed up to have anything come out properly, or with any kind of confidence. The other thing that I have discovered over the years is that if I can't hear myself clearly, like if we're working with wedges, stage monitors.
Okay.
That's good.
And it's just like a wash mix. Forget it. I need like absolute clarity and understanding
in ears
because that sound for me always starts so quietly, and then I can kind of like give it some gas, hopefully, and then it pops up the octave and then back down, and pops up and back down.
I think that is where we are going to stop. We are at a good place, I would say, 43:20. Let me write it down on my notes so I don't forget. Hold on. So, Elizabeth. Interview. And what is this? This is 43:20. Alright, it's written down so I won't forget. But yeah, that is where we're going to stop it. As always, hope everyone enjoyed the watch party. If you all did, be sure to like, subscribe, comment below in the comment section for any request. Type the artist, song by the artist. I'll make sure to react to it. Same thing with Throwback Thursday. If you all have any Geoff Castellucci requests, comment below. I'll make sure to react to them. This was part 1 of hopefully just 2 parts in this Geoff Castellucci tea time interview with Elizabeth Zharoff tea time interview with Geoff Castellucci. But yeah, as always, guys, hope you enjoyed it. As always, shout out to V Doyne and Jeff Koistra that were able to join the chat today. No problem, V Doyne. As always, we'll do either in the next Geoff Castellucci watch party, the one after that, or something like that. One of the next Geoff Castellucci watch parties coming up, we will do a part 2 of this interview, and hopefully also the final part. Yeah. So as always, guys, I'll be doing more reactions later today. First, I need to go downstairs, eat, do all that stuff. But with that being said, guys, as always, have a good rest of your day. I will see you guys in the next one. Take care, and peace out, guys.